The ecoDa format, this 3-day plus 1, is absolutely perfect to get a fresh view on the market, the fresh view of what have moved in Europe since all this time. And even if you have a regular training with Luxembourg institution, we need also to have this view of other countries. And ecoDa for that is incredible.
And this European Board Diploma then is a bit, as I may call it, perhaps a cherry on the cake. It's the last element of this training process that takes place, and I think it's indeed a very important milestone in my career as non-executive director.
This course covered critical topics, including a comparative analysis of directors' roles and statuses across different jurisdictions, the latest ESG regulations, the nuances of directors' roles in subsidiaries versus parent companies, directors' liability, and emerging challenges in cybersecurity and the global economy.
This course provided me with essential and practical knowledge to fast-track my corporate governance skills. I learned through mixed case studies, writing content and videos with experts, supplemented by discussion with other professionals regarding how to handle different topics related to corporate governance, company strategy, board composition, management composition, and succession plan.
Engaging with stakeholders is very important, I think, as a board member, as a director, and especially when you're an independent director. You're really asked sometimes to interact a bit, to help out sometimes when there is a bit of a discussion. So you should really learn this. And this was actually a very interesting sessions that we had there.
I've been working in the financial industry in Luxembourg for a long time. And so it was particularly refreshing to engage with people who are working in non-financial businesses. So there were some useful things to understand about the kind of businesses that the funds I'm involved in might invest in, but also what some of the challenges are that those businesses are facing.
Additionally, the course focus on cybersecurity and artificial intelligence has been highly relevant. In my role, I'm heavily involved in putting in place automation based on the software and technology. So the insights gained have informed our approach to enhancing business processes and safeguarding our digital infrastructure.
The skill I got allowed me to work on the new corporate governance policy, which considered what needs to be done to turn a head of function into the effective executive team. What should be the strategy in place using trustable best practice suitable for all jurisdictions across the European target market of the group to protect liability of the company and the personal responsibility of the directors.
The one about audit especially was inspiring. She was a French lady and she explained once again how we should challenge everything and not only financial accounts.
In 2023, when I took this program, there was a lot of focus that was put on sustainability factors, mostly the sustainability disclosure rules, but also things that go a bit beyond what we mostly see in the financial sector here in Luxembourg, such as the CS3D. And we had a lot of practical examples. We had practitioners, people that were really working at the core of this from the industry side also. So it was a bit also looking a bit over the border of your plate, seeing a bit what is done in the real economy, if I may say so. And it was extremely interesting to see that because it raises also awareness for these considerations and how to reflect them in the end in the operation of a company and what's the added value of an independent director can be there again.
Well, I did the sustainability module as one of my options, and there were some very specific takeaways that I could gain from that. Talking about double materiality, talking about what carbon neutral and net zero really mean and what they don't mean, and some very interesting presentations, for example, on the disruptions in the world order that will have a lot of significance for investing in the next few years.
It has a focus on ESG matters and sustainability. It addresses the climate and biodiversity challenges. and it has a specific modules on B Corp certification and the equivalence. Also, it gives a very comprehensive approach of the difference between net zero and carbon neutral. On top of that, it really shows that offsetting is not the best option.
In addition, the topic of ESG was also addressed. Given its many facets, this part of the training, especially from a European perspective, has been very helpful to me, also for my mandates as an independent director in the fund business. I have only recently acquired that certificate, but I already had the opportunity to apply my knowledge in the context of ESG. For example, we developed an AI solution related to the monitoring of supply chains, and discussing sustainability with peers from other countries provided me with further ideas.
It's really insightful to come back to training to reapply for reality check. What I mean is, when you are in a board, all the boards are the same. We are most of the time consensual, we are most of the time in an easy situation, but sometimes you have to raise and say, I don't agree. And when you have this kind of training with other people of other countries, you come back to Earth. It's not only a place where you validate accounts, sustainability and compliance. You have also to get to the strategy of the companies.
During this course, you have theory, but you have also a lot of practice. You basically simulate boards with professionals, and in one of the exercises, from a real-life example, we had to split the board in committees to find a solution to a very tricky situation. In fact, I applied it directly. So in the real life, I split the board to solve a big issue. We were taking too much time, and by doing this, the groups were more agile and more creative also. So in the end, we brought people back together, and it was the best solution that we found in a very time efficient and pleasant manner.
Yes, I had the opportunity to use and share learnings from this course. It could take different forms, being in a board discussion to add another dimension to a conversation with examples from other European countries on how they have tackled specific topic, or it can also be by reviewing, some reporting we receive, and where you can check if relevant points raised during your ecoDa session have been tackled too.
ecoDa level of training is much more on the position of the board member, and the international comparison are good to see and to remind that we are not alone in our small planet of Luxembourg. It's really useful for that.
My knowledge in board situations is particularly focused on Luxembourg, and the European perspective has helped me gain a broader viewpoint.
Well, for me, the European Board Diploma was first of all an opportunity to learn about corporate governance from a European perspective. And one of the first contributions is the knowledge you gather, learning from other countries' culture, how they approach governance, and sharing best practices. It has been a great way, or it's a great way of questioning your own situation and looking how you can improve and grow.
I think this is what's really a good takeaway from this course, that it is so practical, that you can exchange with fellow students who are in similar positions or more senior positions, or have executive or non-executive roles. So it's really these real board situations that we are confronted with every day in our daily practice as non-executive directors. It's good to have this exchange and exchanging war stories sometimes, because we have all experienced so many different scenarios, but it's good to put this together on the table and to work together on the solution, and then you take this away again and you can experience it then and put it in practice in your own board experience on a day-to-day basis.
Interacting with fellow participants was a cornerstone of the learning experience. Engaging in practical tasks, case studies, and board simulations provided invaluable insights into board dynamics. You can discuss the theory of board dynamics and culture for hours, but only by seeing how it works in practice with real people do you gain a true understanding. Additionally, I had the opportunity to meet numerous fascinating individuals who shared their experiences and insights. This was networking at its finest, far beyond the superficial small talk. Over several days of intensive collaboration, we engaged in deep, meaningful exchanges, which offered immense opportunities to share knowledge and forge significant professional connections.
This course is definitely complementary to ILA and other national European programs directors do to become certified director. Here, with the ecoDa program, you really integrate this European dimension to corporate governance, and also in current topics, you have this broader view of tackling the issues.
Well, I think if you do the ILA program, you're very much focused on Luxembourg and predominantly on the financial centre that's here. So I think being able to participate in the European program, you get some insight into how other countries are handling certain corporate governance topics. You see commonality but also differences with other countries. And you're also able to broaden your network to meet directors who are not in Luxembourg but who have similar interests.
It's very interesting to have these 3 days plus 1 together and to create this dynamic of the group, to take a time out of business and to reflect deeply. So it's very insightful to get this format of out of the country.